What's up, guys? My name is Rick, and I have a guest narration here for my friend Xenon as the third part of his 18K special. Man, that guy has a lot of subs. But yeah, in case you're not familiar with me, my YouTube name is Dangerous36M. My link will probably be in the description. But anyway, let's just get on to the match. It looks to be a pretty long one, so yeah, his opponent is leading with the Fortress. Xenon is leading with his Kajando. Gonna go straight for the U-turn just to get out of there because he probably can't really do anything. With Fortress being a physical wall, he's going to send in his Heatran. Looks to be a bulky Tran, looking at the number of HP. Sets up the rocks, and a Shandera comes switching in. So, I'm assuming that thing is packing Hidden Power ground or fighting. That's what Xenon expects as well. Switches into a Skarm. But he sets up a Calm Mind, which is slightly, not really common, I guess. And Xenon's just going to go back to his Heatran, being a special wall. I guess hoping he doesn't actually have the Hidden Power ground. Maybe Xenon has Roar. I don't think so because he just went for the Toxic. But it looks like his opponent doesn't actually have the HP Grunt, which is very fortunate for Xenon, because if he did, that could have been bad news. But yeah, anyway, a +2 Shadow Ball does a lot. That thing is really, really powerful. This probably being close to max special defense Heatran. I don't know exactly, but it looks to have max HP. Not sure what else it has. But his opponent realizes that he can't really do anything, and he's just going to go switch out to his Quagsire, which actually has the Unaware ability with coming from Dream World, which is really interesting. But anyway, Xenon's going to have to switch, obviously. He's not going to take an Earthquake or a Waterfall, goes back to his Skarm. Probably going to get up some Spikes, or just either that, or just start phasing around. But he just actually does go for the Spikes as his opponent sends in a Excavalier. Not sure why. I mean, that's a physical attacker, obviously. Maybe he has knockoff to knock off the leftovers. I don't really know. Oh, he has Swords Dance. Okay. Not too much of a smart move to start setting up on a wall like Skarm, especially because it obviously is going to have Roar or Whirlwind. And Xenon's just going to go set up those spikes, knowing that he can just Whirlwind out at any time here. And isn't really too afraid. He's going to go for the second Swords Dance, which might cause some kind of trouble. I mean, if this Iron Head right here flinches, that might not be too good. But it doesn't. And Xenon's going to just Whirlwind out, and, Quagsire comes back in. Gets a lot of damage from spikes, and I don't think that thing can really do anything, except for the fact that if Xenon roosts here and his opponent goes for the Earthquake, it's going to do super effective damage, and I think Xenon realizes that as well. Then again, his opponent is going to go for the Waterfall, as it looks like Xenon went for the Whirlwind, because that has a negative priority. And because he went for the Waterfall, I'm guessing, Earthquake's not going to happen, so Xenon probably thinks that as well, just goes for the Roost here. Not sure if his opponent doesn't even have Earthquake, which would be weird, because Earthquake, in combination with either, secondary stab being Waterfall or Ice Punch, is better coverage than, Waterfall and anything else. But, I don't know. Anyway, Xenon goes back to his Gastrodon, I guess to absorb the Waterfall with his Storm Drain. Recovering health from Water-type moves, I think, or boosting your special attack, I'm not really sure. But his opponent makes a double switch into Fortress, realizes that Gastrodon might be special or mixed or something. So he's going to go switch out back to his Escavalier. Doesn't take an Earth Power too well, and is actually slower to my surprise. Wow, okay. I knew that thing was slow, but Gastrodon is definitely slow as well. I guess because, Xenon's Gastrodon is purely special oriented and not actually mixed like most Gastrodons with Earthquake and like Ice Beam and Scald maybe. But this one looks to be purely special, which is probably why it's not running a minus speed nature, which is probably why it was faster. But opponent sends in his Shaman. Xenon's going to go back to his Skarm. Not really sure why. Maybe he doesn't really have anything for his Shaman at this point. And it looks like a Hidden Power Fire after Elite Tier is just going to finish him off. Crit might have mattered, actually. It looks to be a sub-seeding Shaman, or at least a seeding Shaman. Those things usually don't carry too much special attack. So that might have mattered. But Xenon's just going to go back to his, what is the thing called? Manectric. I guess go for the Fire Blast or Flamethrower, but his opponent predicts that, basically predicts that Xenon makes an over-prediction as well. Goes for the Volt Switch, but that doesn't work on Quagsire, obviously. And now he's going to go back to his Mence. And Xenon was actually talking to me about this thing. Apparently it's running like a a rock helmet or something, you know, inducing like recoil damage upon being touched by physical moves, which is pretty interesting. Basically giving it like two abilities, which are really cool. Um, but yeah, he misses a toxic, then his opponent actually hits a toxic, which is very unfortunate. And gonna go back to his fortress, misses a dragon tail as well. That is really unlucky. For the ones that don't know, it's basically like a roar or whirlwind, except for it actually dealing damage as well. And there's the rocky helmet as well. Oh, his opponent actually spins away the rocks. That was very. That means that that dragon tail miss definitely played a big role here, because if that would have hit, then he would not have been able to spin away the rocks. At least not right there. And Jolteon here would have had some good damage on it, but I guess that doesn't work out. Anyway, Xenon is going to predict the Thunderbolt or the Volt Switch, I'm guessing, goes into his Manectric and just opts to go for the Overheat being Scarfed, as his opponent actually went for the Shadow Ball instead, so that was not exactly what he predicted there. But yeah, an Overheat is not going to kill it, obviously, because Jolteon does actually have decent special defense. I mean, it's not too high, but it's definitely not low either, so he takes that, finishes him off. Xenon's going to go back to his Kajando, go for the Fake Out. It would have been nice if he maybe predicted the switch to Quagsire and went straight for the high jump kick instead of going for it now, because now it's not going to KO. I mean, Quagsire doesn't really have great defense, so it is going to do a lot, but predicting a switch there maybe would have been really nice. But then again, Xenon is definitely not in the convincing upper hand here, so there's no... oh, and there's this Shandera too, so, oh, that's why. Alright, that makes sense now, yeah. If he went for the high jump kick there, and as his opponent switched into his Shandera, that would have been really bad, so I guess that was a smart play on Xenon's part, definitely, yeah. Alright, so Xenon is just going to go back to Heatran now, knowing that his opponent doesn't have anything to hit him with, because, he tried setting up earlier, but it didn't work out for him, so he's going to get the rocks back up. Opponent goes back to Shaman, which can learn Earth Power and is faster. So I'm guessing he's going to try and go for that either, or maybe predict the switch and go for the lead seed possibly. But no, just opts to go for the Earth Power. It doesn't work out because Xenon switches into Salamence. Solid play, and a Seed Flare is 4 times resisted, so I'm not sure why he's going to try and go for that. I think he has HP Fire, so it is... I guess it is the best move to go for at this point, or I would have just lead seeded if I were him, because lead seed in combination with his Toxic here would have been really nice, but I'm not sure why he didn't go for that. Anyway, Xenon just roosts up, is going to go for the Dragon Tail on this turn as his opponent switches out, not sure why, and it looks like Quagsire might be dying from entry hazards upon coming in now, which is really great because it can learn Recover, and that could have been bad if it started recovering back up. But, yeah, that was pretty nice. Opponent goes back to Shandera. I don't think a Shadow Ball could even kill at this point, also because he is Calm Mind. I'm not sure if he has Life Orb or Lefties. Oh, he has Life Orb, so that might have actually killed. And Xenon's going to go back to his Gastrodon. Takes about half, a bit over half. Might look like it is kind of looking like a 2-hit KO. Not really, though, because it did like 120 and he recovered up to 130-ish. Oh, he has Energy Ball. Wow. Okay, that is... weird to me, because dual stab on a Calm Mind set definitely asks for HP grounder fighting. Yeah, that is definitely what cost his opponent here probably either the match or at least like a chance of setting up a mini sweep with that Shandera, because if he had HP ground, Heatran would have been history a long time ago, so that would have been really nice, but that didn't work out. Anyway, Shaman comes back in. I think Xenon's just gonna go fodder out his Gastrodon because, well, yeah, that's really the smartest thing to do here. I mean, it hasn't really been doing anything anyway. And Shaman definitely is a pain at this point. I mean, from what I've seen, the only thing that can really hit it really hard is Kajando. And, ooh, Xenon gets lucky here. And his opponent misses his Seed Flare, gets his Ice Beam off, freezes as well. Shaman does have Natural Cure, so if he switches out here, that's not going to be too bad, and he does get lead seed recovery, so probably not that big of a deal, but that Ice Beam damage definitely might come in handy, depending on how much Kajando does with High Jump Kick. Have I been calling it Kajando all this time? It's Mian Xiao, even though that sounds so much more Japanese than Kajando, but yeah, it's Mian Xiao, actually, in English, so... Anyway, opponent sends Shaman back in, just going to finish off the Gastrodon. as I said, Xenon doesn't really have anything to switch into a Shaman at this point, and he is going to opt to go for his Kajando. Fuck! I mean, Mian Xiao. Go for the fake out, and if a high jump kick hits here, that should be able to kill it. I mean, it looks like a max speed Shaman and not really a max defense one. But Xenon's going to play it safe though, and just go for the U-turn. Gets a crit. That might have actually mattered. I don't know. I don't think that Shaman was running max HP, or at least no defense EVs, because, you know, elite seed sets usually run speed, so I don't really know if that really mattered too much. But Xenon's going to go back to his Heatran, knowing that his opponent does have the Jolteon, and you know, Heatran being especially defensive, that's not really going to really do any damage to him. So HP Ice. I don't know why he went for the HP Ice, but regardless, Xenon's going to win the game because of Life Orb finishing off the Jolteon. And I would definitely say that if that Shandera had HP Ground, that might have been really bad news for Xenon here. But he managed to, you know, fight his way out. That was definitely an interesting game. Thank you guys for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. You know, come check out my channel if you want to see more of me. Thank you, Xenon, for letting me, you know, guest narrate one of your videos, being a part of your 18K sub special. Hope you reach more soon, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.